professional earns 40 lakhs of rupees in the year. And he actually withdraws only 5 lakhs of rupees in cash, for instance, or for expenses. And he has 35 lakhs at the end of the year, before tax. He wants to pay tax only on 20 lakhs of rupees. Will it be justified? Because the figures, his bank statement will clearly show that he has saved 35 lakhs, his income is clearly 35 lakhs, and yet he wants to pay tax only on 20 lakhs of rupees. Will that be allowed or not? I think that's going to be a grey area. If, for instance, a person withdraws 20 lakhs of rupees, then he can say that my income is 20 lakhs of rupees and I've spent that, I'm not maintaining accounts where I've spent that. But if he has withdrawn out of his 40 lakhs, exactly 20 lakhs, and paid tax on the remaining 20 lakhs, then the IT will tell him, well, you're a superhuman, because you withdrew 20 lakhs, you're showing that this is your expenses for the business, but that means you haven't eaten anything the whole year. So, is it that one should then draw out 25 lakhs of rupees in order to be able to pay tax only on 20 lakhs? I think these are the issues that are going to arise on the presumptive tax. Jay mentioned about startups, that some benefits are available, that 50 lakhs of rupees can be invested into a fund of funds. And then under section 54GB, if you make a capital gain, you can invest that into a company which will use the money for new assets, which includes plant and machinery, or in the case of an eligible startup, even for computers. And the investment must be made by 31st March 2019. Section 80JJAA refers to employment. That this was also mentioned by Jay, so I won't go into detail. Now, many companies have wanted to convert into LLPs because if a company owns an asset, let's say a flat or an office, and if the company were to sell that flat, it would make a capital gain. It would pay the tax on the capital gain. But then how does that money go out to the shareholders? It can only be by way of dividend distribution tax. So companies therefore prefer to convert into an LLP under the LLP Act, then sell the asset, make the capital gain, pay tax on the capital gain, and then the partners can withdraw the entire amount without any DDT. But now this has been changed to say from 1st April onwards that only if the assets are less than 5 crores of rupees will such a facility of conversion be available. Some sovereign gold bonds have been issued, and here it is provided that on the redemption of those bonds there will be no tax at all. But if they are transferred, there will be. Also, rupee-denominated bonds are now allowed to be issued if a non-resident makes a gain because the rupee is appreciated. We do not know when that's going to happen, but if the rupee does appreciate and the non-resident saves, makes a gain, then he will not have to pay tax on that gain. There are some other changes in the time limits, etc. These have been shortened, generally by 3 months, so that the assessment should be completed by December instead of by March, probably because the government wants to collect the money by March. And then there are 2 schemes that I referred to earlier, the Income Declaration Scheme 2016 and the Direct Tax Dispute Resolution Scheme. Jay referred to the Dispute Resolution Scheme in the context of Vodafone and the retrospective cases. And but I'll just talk about the Income Declaration Scheme. Now we know that the black money on account of foreign income and foreign assets was a total failure. I think the government wants to have another failure because that's the way this is also done. There are so many conditions in this. If a person has been raided, if a notice has been issued, then he cannot make a declaration. You're not easily going to find people who have black money and who say there will be no notice against me, no search, and yet I want to come and pay 45%. That's not very likely to happen. So I don't think that there's going to be much benefit in this. In any case, the government has tried to simplify some of the other provisions, including the disputes. So I hope that it will be easier now for all of us to file our returns and go through our assessments. So may I end by wishing all of you, whether it is your birthday or not, many happy returns.